I was part of the delegation that met the South African government at the South African mission yesterday. We met the Deputy Minister, Dr. Majeke, from South Africa. She's heading the Department of Public Service in South Africa. She was with her two advisors, Ms. Penelope and Ms. Obakeng. The meeting in general was cordial and friendly, and they accepted us very well as a delegation of PSI. The delegation of PSI, it was myself, the Vice President of PSI, and the work chair, Laura Mills, as well as our social manager in PSI, Veronica Matufi. So when we got there, the first thing is how the minister welcomed us. He was a bit late of time, but she welcomed us, and then she apologized. She showed commitment in hearing what we are coming to say to her, and she requested more documents to be shared. The first issues that we raised was to congratulate South Africa for ratification of the C-190, and that they have complied with the reports of the ILO post the first year of ratification. And we then appeal to them that they should then continue with their support in terms of trying now to implement and customize the C-190 in our national legislations and policies. And from her side, as a Minister of Public Service, she committed herself that she will be working with PSI and the PSI office at the national level, as well as with all the unions, to make sure that we realize what C-190 has contained in terms of elimination of harassment and violence in the world of work. Secondly, we then went to the comments compiled by the global trade unions, that we do have this document that we have compiled through looking at the text and the language that has been used, and we appreciated the other text that we think they should remain within the paragraphs. And we told her that this is a bit long document. We would like to share with her so that she can share with the negotiators, and they will see how to assist in terms of the implementation of those commitments. But critically, then we focus on our concern as PSI, which is the KWEC. So we went to paragraph SS, where we said to her, our interest mostly is on the 5 R's of K, that we want to see KWEC being legislated, being nationalized, and being driven by the state, so that there is a commitment from the state to regulate the KWEC. She appreciated that, and she told us that South Africa has already done that. KWEC is regulated by the state. She appreciated also that in private sector, sometimes they come with their own things, but they are still accountable to the government with whatever that they are doing. So we found that as a foundation for us then to be able to implement the 5 R's, which is recognition, redistribution, rewarding, and as well as reduction of unpaid care work. We went again on the text itself of paragraph SS, where we said to her, we are agreeing with the inclusion of such legislation that are mentioned there, such as maternity leave, paternity leave, parental leave. We are happy with that they should remain in the paragraph. Secondly, we also said we agree with the flexibility of the conditions of work, but we said to her, we don't want to see the reduction of labor. as well as the reduction in terms of the social protection. So they can move, whether they do part-time or not, but they should not get into a space where they will then change the actual conditions of labor. We then brought our own text. We said, we in the document, they're highlighted as yellow. We said these are the critical issues that you wanted to be included in the paragraph SS, especially the issue of the public care systems and the issues of the decent work for care workers. We explained that care work has to be decent. Care work has to be decent so that people get their recognition. It should not be as precarious as it is right now. So she agreed with us. But coming to the commitment, the advisors told us that the negotiations were already on. And they raised some concern, which that the issue of care inside the negotiations is a bit controversial. They associate it with human rights, and others they think it's not human rights. Others they associate it with gender. They think that care work is for females. Then we are bringing issues of gender inside. So she said it's a bit a controversial issue inside, but it doesn't mean that we cannot push. They cannot push for what we have requested them to do. And she said she will forward this to the chief negotiator, which of course we are at the advantage because we are talking to Jonathan, who's the chief negotiator. It's the person that they gave us as a line of communication. Then they promised that Jonathan will keep us updated when it comes to this paragraph, the discussion of this paragraph SS, and they will do whatever in their power to make sure that our input is there. She raised a lot of controversial issues, which we hope that it could be an engagement of the other day. But our focus for now is that they should see to it that there is discussions around the issues that we have raised. Then the minister herself, she promised that we should do work beyond New York. Whatever that we have proposed, it should not end here in New York. We should be having another work to do at the level of the national. So I think we are heading for a better engagement in future, though South Africa is going to have elections in May, and we don't know who's the incoming government. We hope that will remain with the same government that has already committed themselves into working together with the PSI. Indeed, it was a fruitful meeting. I think all of us, we went out being happy, and that there will be continuous engagement during the UNCSW 68 until the end of the negotiations. With the comments from the global unions, they said the document is 52 pages. They'll give it to the advisors to go through the document, and should they get anything that is controversial, they'll use Jonathan to speak to us. But they appreciated that we were open to them, and we shared what we value, the information that we value.